Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing well on this beautiful day. As you may tell, we are not in familiar territory. We've actually gone on a little road trip
to somewhere very exciting.
Very exciting. Up to Dorset.
I'm getting in there like so excited.
And we can't wait to take you guys along with us for today as we are looking around the one and only William Fox-Pitt's yard.
Now you will hopefully, if you are fellow eventers, I would like to think that you know William. Yes. If you follow the channel, then majority of you will be eventers. However, he did retire from 5-star eventing earlier this year, but he is still very passionate about training horses, competing horses, but primarily racehorses. And we're here representing Great British Racing as part of National Racehorse Week, which will be taking place from the 7th to the 15th of September this year, where lots of yards across the country open up their doors to enable the public to visit them and experience the life of a racehorse firsthand. Now, we've experienced quite a few yards over the years, haven't we?
Yes, because we have been part of this week since it ever formed 4 years ago, and like I say, we have been promoting it, and I can't believe the experiences that we've had, but the knowledge that we've gained.
Definitely.
We have seen so many different yards, and that is the beauty of the week. There's 90 yards, 75 of them are training, 10 of them are stud yards,
and then aftercare retraining centres. So you can follow the whole life of the racehorse from start to later on in its career. I won't say end, but the later on parts of its career, by visiting one of the yards. The yards are completely free to attend, and as I say, lots open across the country throughout the whole week. How do you find out where yards near you are available to visit, Em?
You go to nationalracehorseweek.uk and it's super easy. Either type in your location, your postcode, maybe you know you've got a particular trainer around you. You can also pop their name into the search and then it will bring you up all the available venues, yards around you, and have a nice day out with your family, your friends. Like we say, it's completely free. Take a picnic.
But you must get booked on because spaces do get filled up really quickly. It's become really popular. It's grown massively over the years, and it's just great for them to open their doors up and allow us to see behind the scenes of how these animals are treated, trained and cared for. So I'm excited to get inside. William is going to be riding 2 former racehorses for us today. One that's more advanced in its training and I believe soon to get out competing. And then one that's in its early stages of the training from being a racehorse to an event horse.
Yes, and we know, and we obviously will be questioning William, but we know that he has had some former racehorses go all the way to the top, so we will find out some more about them. We are very privileged to be here, so super excited for the day to unfold. Take you guys along with us. As we know, William has been representing GB for the past
few decades.
30 years. He
numerous wins, numerous Olympic medals, European championships.
Represented the team lots and lots of times. So we will go and ask the questions away to his wealth of knowledge.
Exactly.
And we'll go and see him riding a couple of former racehorses now.
So come along with us.
That's lovely to know,
I do a bit of work with Rob Wolf and he's got 4 lined up to come and start. My eventing's less and less at the end of the season, and he'll send me 4 to
get them ready. Oh, that's amazing. You are gorgeous, aren't you?
He's very nice.
No, he doesn't, not at all. You're like a big Labrador, aren't you? Hey? But that really is a strength that shows the versatility of them, isn't it? Yes.
Well, I think being relaxed is also quite a quality, even in a racehorse. You don't want a horse that's going to run his race in the first mile, do you?
No. Oh, no, exactly.
So you need to be relaxed enough to do that. And yet keen enough to run on. So that's the mixture.
That fine balance, eh?
We'll go out there first.
Perfect.
Let's go a bit out there, and then we'll go up to the gallop on him.
So William is now riding a horse called Kevin, who actually he part owns.
Yeah, and we weren't actually expecting to see this side of the training, were we? Because we thought we were seeing the former racehorses.
In their second careers.
In their second careers, but this one actually hasn't started. He'd started some training in racing. Now he's come to William to do like the basics.
The foundations, the
scales of training.
Prior
to then hopefully going and winning some races in 6 months' time or so.
So let's go find out a little bit more about Kevin whilst William rides him around the school.
And this fantastic stage in his training.
Absolutely.
So how long has Kevin been with you?
Well, he came back in with one of his other owners for from the field. He had a good holiday there. So we must have had him now for 6 weeks.
So what would he have done before coming to you?
Walk. Yeah, just from the field. He had his holiday. He went from Joe's to the holiday for 6 weeks, and came back from Joe's to Fredford's. And at Fred's he did some walking and some water treadmill. Okay. And then here he's come to start his trot canter, and he's just started doing some jumping now. And I'm going to give him a couple more jumps, and then he's off Joe's next week.
Okay.
That's the plan. And then he's back in a bit of time to be nice and fit for the open day.
Oh, so he'll be there to do a demo there at the open
day?
No,
he won't be demoing, but he'll be... He'll be doing... He'll be shown off.
Yes, yeah. Yep.
But they wanted him back. The agreement is he's got to be back long enough that by the open day he doesn't look like an event horse. He's got to look like a racehorse by the middle of September. So I promised that he could have him back in time to get... He's got slightly large tummy.
Has he been enjoying the Dorset grass?
Yeah, he likes that.
And are you hoping that maybe when his racing is over that you might be having him back again?
Well, I always like to think that he'd have another career. For me, that's a real bonus for them if they've got some ability to do something else. And he's got a very nice jump, he's got a very nice trot, got a good attitude.
So I think a trainable mind.
He will well do another job. And that wasn't actually why we chose him.
What was your reason for choosing him?
Well, at the time he was 3, and he looked like a real little powerful package. Yeah. Quite a ready to go sort of deal. Yeah. And then suddenly he's became this great big lanky giraffe who needs some time.
Oh. It's amazing that you're able to enable them that as well, though, isn't it?
So now he's just learning to just be soft and go nicely.
And do you think that is coming more into the racing?
Without doubt it is, yeah. Wherever you look now, racehorse trainers are very conscious of making the horses more all-round athletes. Yeah. It's not just about going fast.
And does that help them in their racing or as well as their second career?
Well, I think you should ask the racehorse trainers that, not me. I would say...
There's definitely a reason you're doing this bit first.
There's got to be a benefit for a horse to being better balanced and nicer to ride and able to work how to jump on his own without relying on a jockey and another horse bumping into him and all those other factors. If a horse has got his own balance and his own understanding, surely that would give him a bonus in a race.
Yeah, 100% that.
I think obviously if you're Cato Star or Denman, you probably get away with however you are because you're so amazing. Yeah. But I think
it's just in your blood.
I think most Joe Bloggs horses could only benefit from knowing a bit more and being a bit more...
Being a good all-rounder before
balanced and prepared. Yeah. You know, I want him to learn when he comes round a tight bend on that camber, for example, down that hill at Chepstow when they're turning left. Yeah. The amount of horses that come down there and they're going off to stables and they're on the wrong leg and they're unbalanced and they float across the track and they waste nearly 100 metres. Yeah, It'd be quite nice if this horse was, oh yeah, get balanced, get round the corner, you know, it would be a advantage
much more efficient
to him. And I think, you know, for a jockey in a race, that's not the jockey's job. You know, they're perched on top going with how the horse is. They're not able to as such ride the horse or balance the horse as much as we can in an arena like that when they're just teaching them to find their own balance.
Getting the foundations right.
Yeah.
And what's his posh name, please? What do we need to look out for in the future?
Italian Fox.
Perfect.
So I'm not in any way teaching him to do dressage. That's not my job. He admittedly sometimes can look nice and pretty and look quite dressage-y.
Without even meaning to.
That's not why he's here. What I want to do is I want to get him to be supple and strong.
Yeah.
And when well balanced. And then I want him to learn where his feet are. And then we're halfway there. Well, it's quite easy when they go like this goes, you know, he's 4 years old.
And looks like he's done it all his life.
I've hardly got the reins, you know, he's just...
And are you the only one that rides him?
Of course I'm not. I'd like to say I'm the only one to ride him, but that's no point, you know, he's got to be used to being ridden by everyone.
True, actually, yeah, very, very true.
I feel like Kevin might be one of those that is like the favourite on the yard.
I was just thinking that, you read my mind. A yard favourite?
He is a yard favourite. Everyone loves riding him. He's always having a go. He's always happy in the front.
Yeah.
Always got his ears pricked.
Always been this relaxed, or have you had a few hairy, scary moments in his early days?
Oh, he does suddenly wake up. There is an element to him that just suddenly goes, whoopee.
Is that when you hit the gallops?
But not in here. This is a bit like the classroom.
Yeah, exactly. The quicker you're sensible, the quicker you get it over with.
Yeah. And he's quite clever like that.
Yeah. He looks like he's very attentive to you. So obviously, like you said, you got or spotted him or had your eye on him as a 3-year-old. But with the older horses, the former racehorses, that then potentially start an eventing career, what do you look like? There's so many that what would you actually look for before thinking that's one that I could potentially take 4 or 5 star?
I look, even if I'm looking at a thoroughbred to come, you've got to look at their desire to be trained, their desire to learn, their willingness to adapt to a training system.
Yep.
And then you've got to have a body that's able and athletic enough to be trained.
Yeah, like you say, you can see signs of his, I know he's one of the younger ones, but you can see signs of a very nice trot there.
He's got a good movement, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. And that wasn't why we bought him, because I didn't see him trot.
No, exactly.
I only saw him walk.
You just saw that cute face.
I just saw a nice... What I liked about him also was that, you're at an open day with 100 people and they're in their home environment. So it's really unnatural to suddenly see their backyard full of all these people and all this craziness and loudspeakers and everything.
So that would bode well for eventing.
And I quite like the fact he just said this kind of happens every day, quite normal. And that's quite good for racing. I don't want him, I wouldn't have thought racehorse trainers want them to get to the racetrack and start worrying and panicking and shrinking. They want them to go, yep, here we go, just another track. They want them to eat and be trained and be normal. So hoping that his attitude will stand him in good stead. But there's got to be an element, I believe, the racehorse at the end of the day, a racehorse has got to be a hungry horse. So it's quite good for him to go over these poles and just learn where his legs are. That wasn't very good.
Oh, he's got it learned, yeah.
Hey, bingo!
Right on, Kev.
So for people at home watching this, Kevin hasn't started his racing career yet.
Well, he's been in training. But he's been for a racehorse gallop at Larkhill.
Okay.
But that's as far as we got with him as an early 4-year-old.
A little bit of work experience.
Yeah. So he's used to being in a training regime.
Yeah.
He's used to going up the gallops.
With other horses, yeah.
Joe was very concerned about him turning into a fat eventer if he stayed here too long. So,
is there a theme here?
So he rescued him very quickly. But I think if they canter on each leg, go round in a circle, surely that's a help.
Absolutely.
When you hear racehorse trainers saying, oh, he only goes left or he only goes right, well, why is that?
Yeah, because that's what
that's what he learns to do. So horses naturally are left or right-handed, and we have to teach them to be ambidextrous.
Yes.
That's a fact of life. So he's got to learn to, when he's going right, get on his right leg, when he's going left, get on his left leg, and it can't be an issue.
And is he feeling pretty even at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, often when they come to me, now young horses can't go one way.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you go in there with them, and I do start them all in the lunge in the indoor school, amazing what you see from how easy and difficult certain horses find certain things.
What they would choose to do
And that
themselves.
to me is the basic training of every horse. So when you come out here, this horse, when you go right, canters right. When you go left, he canters left. No drama.
Yeah, no drama. Like
Hopefully
that.
then the trainer then has an easier life.
Good boy,
And
Kevin.
what racing is it that he's going to be doing?
Well, I presume he's going to be a chaser. But
Okay.
we've no idea because he's never raced. So
Oh, okay.
they might all decide that he's a 2-miler. He doesn't look like a 2-miler to me,
Okay.
or a hurdler. But he will probably start off doing a bumper
Yeah.
in this autumn, probably this
autumn.
November time.
Yep.
And
Has he left the ground yet?
oh yeah, yeah. He comes here to jump. He's a good jumper.
Yeah.
He's actually going to jump tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then he can go hurdling.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe in December, maybe in January, February, and then he'll do a bit more. But he's only 4 now,
Yes.
so to me, he's going to be no good until he's 6 or 7 anyway. So this is a year of education, finding out what we've got,
Yeah.
letting him grow into himself,
Finding what he's best
and
at.
hopefully just keeping him in one piece. Yeah, looking after him.
Definitely.
And
I think
he's
he's lovely.
totally not what we bought. I bought this rather sharp, tidy little 16-1 rocket, and I've got this 17-hand kind
Oh,
of
Kevin.
middleweight
Don't
hunter.
talk about me.
Does look a bit like he could. Never mind the venting.
Come and show us your pony. I didn't know you were cantering. I thought you were walking.
Couldn't resist temptation.
What? Today? What about maybe trotting yesterday?
So Chloe, can you tell us a little bit about your pony? We've just seen you going steadily up the gallops.
Yeah, this is Ava. She's very experienced. She's only 10. We got her from a trainer called Tim Vaughan,
Okay.
and she's done like 31 races.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
And you've gotten into racing from the Shetland Grand National.
Yeah.
And now you've stepped up.
Yeah.
Is it to the 13
Yeah, 13 twos.
Nice. And have you done any races?
Not
Oh, I
on
got-
this pony, but on my other racing pony, who's currently out in the field on her holiday.
Ah, okay. And then it's
She's quite new.
nice. Enjoying her?
Yeah, she's very fun.
And have you got plans of your first race?
Not yet. We have to go and do a race training day where we have to show that we can control our ponies, and then they'll decide whether we're allowed to race.
Ah, nice. And when
Yeah.
is that?
Well, there's one coming up in Newmarket, but we're going to start point-to-pointing in January.
Oh, cool. Oh, well, very best of luck.
Thank you.
She's lovely. Thank you.
She looks very keen. And you obviously like going fast.
Yeah.
It's much more fun than eventing.
Well, because you don't have to do the dress up.
Yeah, exactly. None of that dressage stuff. Tamarillo, the amazing horse I had, who got cloned.
Oh, wow.
So the clone is called Tomatillo, and we used him as the clone to put onto my thoroughbred mare that Joss and Nikki Hanbury gave me for my 50th. So that's got Tomatillo on one side and thoroughbred on the other, and then we put her to a Connemara to produce something a bit smaller for one of my kids.
Oh, nice.
So well,
Dream.
so we've got a very
Pony.
nice, quite a fancy foal.
Yeah. No.
But she is half Connemara.
Oh, no.
So she's meant to be a pony, but she thinks she's not. Right, I better go and do some galloping. Okay, she's going. Good boy. Ooh. All right. I'm still on. Hooray!
Good boy, Kev.
all exciting.
Just, yeah, so nice for them to have such a variety in life in their early years.
Yeah, just to meet everything.
Prior to getting into the serious work.
Yeah, and he's going to have the pressure on him now, you know, he's sort of had the honeymoon, hasn't he? Learn to be strong and carry himself and...
Know where each foot is.
Yeah, just we'll give him an advantage.
Definitely.
Otherwise he'll just become a big slow boat. So we're now doing Bruno, who is Hussar Brun. He's a French horse. He came over to raced. He's an AQPS horse actually. He's not a thoroughbred. He's an AQPS thoroughbred.
Okay.
And he raced rather slowly.
Which works in your favour?
So he came my way as a horse brought him out of training, and very much with a view to producing as an event horse, to seeing how he coped with another career. And he's been a very good horse to work with. He's very amenable. He takes everything in his stride.
What level is he up to?
He's up to novice level,
okay.
At novice level,
nice.
with a view to maybe being up to going intermediate by the end of the season.
Okay.
He's got 15 British eventing points, so he's had some good results. He's not had a win yet, but he's had lots of seconds and thirds and fourths, and
that win's coming.
the win is close.
Yeah.
And he's just very consistent. He's very amenable. Always has a go. Mm-hmm. He's had to learn cross country because that's not obviously natural to him and his type, but he's learned about cross country. He's quite a brave horse.
Yeah.
And
what does he think of the dressage?
So far so good. He does dressage very nicely. He's very relaxed.
Yeah.
He's always been relaxed. He's he's naturally took a while to learn to bend and move.
Okay.
He was a little bit of a plank.
And do you think that's where maybe if he'd have had the start that Kevin's having, that might have benefited him in the future?
I'd like to think that.
Yeah,
I'd like to think that.
Definitely.
I mean, I don't know his start, so
No.
I'm guessing from what I felt his start. But I think only because he's been so biddable, has he been so trainable? Yes, if he'd had his start and then had a bit of tension in him, he would have been a lot harder to train. But he's been a very good horse to retrain. And I think he's going to go to a level. I think he's going to be a good horse. How good? How long is a piece of string? But I think he's going to go up the levels. He'll compete internationally, and his career will be as a competition horse now.
100%. And you enjoy doing it with him as well.
Yeah, and he's a fun horse to ride. He always has a go. He always says yes.
Yeah.
He's very honest.
How old is he now?
He's now 7. So I've had him. He came to me 6.
Okay.
No, 5. 5.
So he's actually still quite young in the eventing years, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's still very much a teenager.
And where did you say he's heading shortly?
And he's aiming for international class at Cornbury Park.
Okay. Exciting.
He might compete at Wellington, which is in Hampshire before that, 2 weeks' time.
Yep.
And then Cornbury, and then we'll see.
The world is his oyster.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I probably ought to sell him. That's, that would be a sensible man's option.
And how sensible are you?
I vary.
Depends on the day of the week.
I vary. I have sensible moments.
Okay.
Depends how much your daughter keeps growing.
Well, she is. It's all about her now. So
Has life got quieter since your announcement at Badminton?
Yeah, I'm quite busy jumping low jumps.
Yeah.
Busier than I had planned.
On slightly less experienced horses.
On much scarier. Basically, I've got rid of my safest horse.
Oh.
My top horse was my safest bet, even though he was jumping big jumps.
Yeah.
He did it very well.
Oh.
So now this is probably my most experienced horse. The 7-year-olds are my top horses.
Okay.
Good old Bruno. Bruno's gleaming.
And is that the plan, just to get them up to?
I think my plan
this
now
sort
is
of
to
level
produce some young ones, get them up to a level, bit of buy and sell the odd one, train the odd one. Like now, I've got 2 for Vicky Break. A very good friend who had a nasty injury. So she asked me to ride them, and we'll bring them on and sell them at some stage. At the moment, I seem to be riding like 7 horses. I mean, that's just...
That doesn't sound like retirement.
That was not the plan.
Oh, but just can't say no.
Well, I just like to stay busy, and it's good to keep your eye in, and
Absolutely.
I like to be involved.
I think when you've had such a busy life as well, that it is hard to slow down, isn't it? Like,
Well, that is, for everyone, it's the same, isn't it? None of us can give up. It's not just me.
it's in your blood.
But it's good. I think it's good to keep the bloody old body moving.
100% that. Yeah.
You know, I think it'd be too easy to sit on the couch and just do riding lessons.
But are you sleeping a little bit easier at the moment, knowing that you haven't got Burley up and coming?
That's a good point. Yes. I know I sleep whatever anyway.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I did go to Burley this week to do the preview for Horse and Hound, and it was quite nice thinking. Actually, nice was the wrong word. It was kind of, I didn't get the adrenaline rush.
I was going to say, you're not even going to say butterflies, are you? No.
I didn't get the note. If I'd been riding, I'd have been going, okay, right.
Yeah.
Whereas
Saw it from a different perspective.
it was like, oh, whatever, you know.
Do you always find if you're not riding it that you actually think it looks nicer, but then if you were not, if you were to be riding it,
you've got to be careful that doesn't become it, because it's obviously not what you've done before and all that. But
Of
actually,
course.
I thought this year, there was a few quite serious big jumps.
okay. And for you to be saying that for us,
No,
that's
I thought
enormous.
it would require some jumping.
Okay. I'll look forward to that.
I'd like to think that I'm not someone that says it's always easy because I'm not riding, but I probably, you know, all of us ex-riders are all a bit guilty of that.
Yeah. And do you have any tips for keeping your nerves at bay? Do you get quite nervous before the competitions?
I think we all get excited, we all get full of anticipation, and I think probably a bit of nerves is what we do it for.
You get that sense of achievement afterwards then,
Yeah, and I think it's good to realise when you're in that environment and you're in competition and it's exciting and it's terrifying and everything else. It's the same for everyone. You're all in the same bracket.
don't you? Yeah.
Just we all deal with it in our own way. I always think when we're down in the warm-up field at badminton and you're being counted down from 30 minutes and you're in there with 10 other people, you just got to remember that they're all feeling like shit. It's not just you. Because you think, oh my goodness, you know, doesn't get worse than this. And you think you're the only one.
Yeah.
And you realise actually everyone is thinking exactly the same. We'll all be happily going back to our beds without doing it.
Yeah, we say about Burley coming up and that being where you've had your most wins. But with the pressure of the high level events, is there one that stands out the most that, like, we know you're quite a laid back chap, but that maybe was the most nerve wracking or the most pressure? Oh, simple.
I think all those 5 stars are quite extraordinary in the feeling they give you when you get there. But I think badminton, I've always thought, was quite a tough one because it sort of comes early on in the season. By the time you get to Burley, you're quite in the groove. Well, you've done badminton, you've done big events, you've done Bramham. So Burley becomes just another one. Where badminton, you know, by the time the season starts in March, you lost a couple of weeks with the weather. Suddenly you're the first weekend in May and you think, oh shit, you know, this is it.
And as you said, so you've got a share or part own of Kevin. Have you own any of Bruno? Or...
I own the whole of Bruno.
Oh, okay.
It's completely yours.
Completely. Sorry, didn't realise that.
Yeah, a moment of madness. I bought it. I bought him. So he does need to now make me a bit of money.
Okay. He needs that win.
I've had a couple of.
That's why he emphasised that word.
Yes.
I've had a couple of years of running him, and he, yeah. So, yeah, I decided to buy him as a horse to produce myself. I didn't want to have anyone deciding for me. I wanted to say, you know what, when I sell him and make loads of money, I want it all to be mine.
Yes. And did he come straight off the track?
He came via, I'm going through Nikki Ryan, who's a great friend of mine in eventing, and she had heard of him.
Ah, okay.
I wasn't looking for him, but he was.
Okay.
I thought,
that's always when you find the special ones, isn't it?
I liked his temperament. He's basically very well made.
Yep.
So sometimes the racehorses can be a bit downhill and a bit stiff in the back.
Yep.
He's always been pretty good in his body. He's quite well made. He's not a beauty queen, but he's well made.
Yeah.
I'm always
and a good size as well, because I imagine some racehorses
he's quite big, isn't he? He's not enormous, because again, on the market, I don't want him to be too enormous. But he's a good 16.2. He's not as big as Kevin.
No.
But then if I want to produce, well, hopefully he won't be doing racing, but if he's produced as an event horse, he will have a smaller market in the end of the day, because he's not necessarily a little girl's ride, is he?
Okay, yes.
Whereas this guy is. This guy will go very nicely for a little girl, or for a...
So it's all connections
big
to the
man.
middle people that sort of decide when they finish racing what could potentially be their next career.
Yes, and there was a bit of luck, I suppose, in him being seen and coming to me, because a lot of racehorses don't finish their career until the trainer knows that they've absolutely given it everything.
Yeah.
By which time it's sometimes too late.
Yeah, but you said he enjoyed coming last a bit too much.
In racing, yes.
Not in eventing, he's ready for his win at Cornbury.
But Santini is a good example. The horse came to me when he was 11.
Oh, okay.
And
so he'd had a brilliant career racing.
He had too good a career racing. And therefore he came to me at a time which it was a bit late.
Yeah.
To educate, he was lovely to educate, and I trained him, but it was just, he needed to have learned about it a bit sooner to have got it in his head. The racing can just get them a bit overexcited. And then eventing, they feel too isolated and terrified.
Okay. Because they are used to being in that.
Yeah, that's security. They're a herd animal. They're a herd animal.
Yeah.
Individual stuff is far removed.
Much more of a challenge for them, yeah, definitely.
So I'll jump some of these jumps if you want to get some pictures. I think they're all fine as they are. I know, you spotted the camera. I'm a bit scared. Oh my god. Was I grimacing?
Oh, well, we have had the most fantastic few hours here. And we asked William if he had any photos for a bit of nostalgia that we could see before leaving. And there's a fair few.
Whoa, what a save that is.
Oh my goodness. Cool Mountain Lamoulan. Core of Steel.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, but it was even the takeoff. That horse was like, I am getting over that fence.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh.
I can't see part.
He's trying to find. Oh, you're trying to find
my thoroughbred.
the best thoroughbred of all time.
Yeah.
And you can't find him.
That's quite a good one down there.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, all these amazing saves. We're going to kick you out of your own house now.
Right, see you all.
Thank you very, very much.
Is that it?
Yeah. Busy man.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you got something. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.
Oh, I know.
Hartling
So
Hawk.
he ran till he was 7.
Yes.
In New Zealand, he was by a sire called Grosvenor, he was a half brother to a Group 1 winner, and that's why they kept racing him for as long as they did.
Okay.
And then, you know, unbelievable to stop racing at 7. He then won. He went to Bramham, didn't go so well, but then won Blenheim, Rolex, Burley, 3rd at Badminton. Unbelievable horse.
Oh,
Unbelievable
incredible.
horse.
And William's had another former racehorse as well that went up to 5-star. Stunning. That was it.
The one. We thought that was a lovely name too.
Stunning is here. This is Stunning. He raced again in New Zealand, and he it was ridden by Mark Todd, and when Mark Todd retired, William got the ride. He got the gold in the European Championships in Po, and he was placed in Kentucky. He was 4th. This also macchiato. That's not the best photo of him. He was born in Argentina. He raced in Australia, and then he came over, and this is him here winning Bramham. That was him when he arrived.
Oh my goodness, a transformation.
And that's him winning Bramham. And he won Bramham, Le Moulin, and Blair.
Wow.
That's him at Blair. That's him at Blair standing up,
Oh God.
having a lie.
Having a little lie down mid-course, still made the time.
Yeah, and won.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He came back and he said, "Oh, you had a bit of a moment at the table." And then the photos
didn't
came
realise
back
it was
and we
quite
were
that
like,
much of a moment.
He's like, lay down. Yeah, he won that.
my
He won the
goodness.
4-star there. 50th 3-day. Half century. Then there was obviously the Olympics, bonuses, Burley. So like for it's
So nice that everything gets
quite fun.
too.
Kept, so that's all the Olympic.
Wow.
It's with all their things, and then we've gone all the way back. There's all the way back, all the press cuttings really. I mean, for Olympic Games years, then I have a press cutting service.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just so then you don't miss anything.
Yeah.
But then for non-Olympic years, we just pull them together.
Yeah.
Or like if we've, for the like.
And are these lucky boots?
Winning ones. Did you see this picture?
Can anybody guess the athletes that William's with? This was in Greenwich, was it? Oh, yeah. Oh, amazing. 2012 Olympics in London. Wonder what sport these guys do if they're taller than William. See if you can guess.
Comment below.
Look at the size of their feet.
Oh my goodness, like size 14.
I mean, he literally looks like a little prep school boy.
Right, what
doesn't
size are his feet? And then
he? 11.
they're 14, 15 then, aren't they?
Yeah.
Crikey.
And what are their boys? I mean, he's 6'6".
Very rare you get a picture like that.
Oh my goodness. Oh, we're about to say the same thing. That was absolutely incredible.
And I'm the best time.
I'll be honest, it's actually been different to what I thought it was going to be.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And-
especially seeing the horse that's not yet raced, and how building the foundations for a successful racing career to then lead on to the longevity of its career in whatever it may do afterwards as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel a goosebumpy.
Yeah,
It was so nice of him to give up his time for us as well.
Absolutely. And I just actually really like listening to him speak.
Uh-huh.
I just found he takes the pauses at the time to allow you to digest it.
Exactly,
And that's sometimes that people can go, well, I know what we can do.
We're a bit
that.
guilty of it sometimes, exactly, yeah. Yeah.
And not taking that moment to pause, allow you to digest and then move on. But
which you can see reflected in his training of his horses as well. Everything was slow, relaxed, chilled,
yeah.
and
actually
at a nice relaxed pace.
Yeah. And also like their home life here.
Yeah.
You've got a complete sense of that the moment that you've walked on the yard.
Yep.
Isn't it? All the horses are relaxed, the dogs are all relaxed,
Everything's
the children.
tranquil.
It is. And it's lovely. It's really, really lovely. So we have been super privileged to have been
Come here today,
welcomed up here
yeah.
today.
Huge thanks to William and Alice and all of the family, because the kids have been great fun too.
Yeah. And of course, make sure that you do check out which venues are opening up their doors the 7th to the 15th of September. The link will be down below in the description. Enter location, your postcode, maybe even a particular trainer, and then you have got access to go and have a look around their yards, meet the horses, have various demos. You can see what is going on at each venue on the website as well. And it is completely free.
Fun-filled family day out. Do you know what we haven't done yet, and I think we might have to do next year?
What?
Go to see the little babies.
I know.
We're yet to do that, and we did see one of William's future babies, which may have featured in the vlog.
Maybe.
Here, I don't know, did Susie capture any content? But yeah, it was lovely to see the little foals, and then maybe next year that's where we can see the first stages of the racehorse's life. If I was in the country, I'd be going between the 7th and the 15th, but sadly I'm in France. Oh, you might be able to go, Em. Go and see what stud centres are open out of the...
You're back on the 8th, aren't you?
Oh, maybe we could. Watch this space, guys, maybe we could. So yes, 7th to the 15th of September. 90 yards across the country are opening up. 70 training centres, 10 after racing centres, and then 10 studs. You can see all the cute little foals. Yeah. So again, thanks National Racehorse Week for involving us. Really was a privilege to come here today. And yeah.
And until next time, we will see you all very, very soon. Bye.